is now 25 years around, has always been kind of our volume product, and we understood that it's also the product that it needs to be a bit more trendy, a bit more fashion, because we have an inflow from people coming for fashion watches or other quartz watches, and actually it's kind of your entry Swiss-made quality watch. Of course, you can make it very classical, and this is also what we understood. Working with millennials, it has to be a bit more passionate, a bit more trendy, and the collection is basically built in two parts. One part, of course, a bit more classical, because people, even if it's a fashion, even if they come from a fashion world, Swiss made, they need something a bit more, confident, a bit more stable. And there we have watches with, dials that are black, blue, lately green. Then we have this other part we started developing a few years ago. Always bring every year a bit of colors, a bit of flashy, a bit of playfulness. And last year we brought a rainbow watch, and this year we brought this collection with the anniversary piece, which is what's new is really the design, because we integrated Arabic numerals. And the second part is the cooperation with Aline Ziliox, this fashion designer. We are in partnerships already since 2 years, and there it's more a real collaboration. She actually gave us the brief, and we had sort of to execute it.
So now that's amazing. So who are you targeting? Because I feel it's much more urban, much more artistic. So young, but who is your target for this new Eliros?
So it's really millennials, huh? It's even the younger part, the younger bit of the millennials, because millennials, you would start at 20, you go to 45, but we're really trying to get 16, 18-year-olds to 30, with this collection.
So how do you? That's great. But how do you want them to express themselves?
Yeah, by buying the watch, It's one of expression, yeah. But I mean, it's interesting. It's because it's how modern marketing goes. It's more community marketing. So you see also our strategy. We don't work with ambassadors you play millions. We work with young, talented role models around us that have great achievements but are in the becoming, and working with them, having them express themselves. They invite other people to express themselves, or do something out of their motivation and passion. It can be a passion, for sports, can be a passion for work, it can be a passion for art. It's many levels and many things, but the main mechanism is more kind of this kind of a community involvement around the brand.
Okay, that's amazing too. So Stefan, do you remember which one was your first watch? Who gave it to you? Who started that passion that I can see that you're like?
So it's very standard, but it's my father. My father was into he still is into Swiss watches, and had friends around him it was in the 90s, and at that time Ebel was very popular. Ebel, yeah. That was the watch of the 80s and 90s. That was the brand. That was incredible. And Ebel was also a brand. They were doing actively sponsoring. They were actively also working. The big thing that Ebel at those time, he had all these straps out of different color of leathers, different type of leathers you could change. And so when I became 18 years old, my father told me, it was my 20th birthday. My father told me, listen, you have a budget and you can choose a watch. And so what I did over months, I studied tons of watch catalogs and went to retail and checking everything. But at the end, I received as a gift my first real Swiss watch was an Ebel Voyager.
That's amazing, because actually that is a watch to express yourself, and I see it's kind of related to Maurice Lacroix. Also the straps, you know, in the straps of Maurice Lacroix, they are very special. Also the armies for the Aikon, for example, is an amazing armies that it could be like much more expensive, and there's a way also to express with that armies. But and what about Maurice Lacroix? Which is the model that you like the most, and that you feel? Which model are you wearing today, for example?
So today I'm wearing the Venture, the standard one, the classic one, the 3 hands.
Okay.
Why? Because we've spent a lot of time, and I spent have a lot of personal involvement in the design. That's why.
Oh, really?
But it's a watch that the design teams became nuts with this watch, because it took us. I think we worked more than 2 years on the development of this design. So I like this one a lot, but my really favorite one is the Aikon automatic blue dial.
39 or 42?
42. I'm a big watch guy.
I'm actually wearing the 39.
Oh, congratulations! Very good taste. I think 39 is more elegant, but I like, going back to express yourself. I like things a bit more bulky, a bit more, proportions have to be a bit more. If I wear a watch, it has to be seen.
Yeah. No, the thing is that, I'm from Spain. I'm not that big, so I think that the Aikon, you putting out there the Aikon in 39, it brings us the possibility to wear that watch if you don't have a big wrist. I'm talking about 17 centimeters wrist. So the 42 is a little bit big for me, but I love it. I'm wearing it and I'm enjoying it a lot, and I'm expressing myself. So what about Maurice Lacroix? How is it adapting to the new world, this new situation, the internet? What are you doing?
I mean, quite well. We had a great year. I mean, we were profitable last year, so that was great news for us. Because we were digitally minded before the pandemic. This whole thing, when we started the Aikon, we also said, we're going after millennials, which means you cannot do old watch marketing communication. You need to be in line with the target group. So this is also why I said, the culture in the company also has to be fresher, younger, more digital. And we started doing, for example, home office 2 days a week in 2017. So, when the pandemic arrived, well, the only thing we did is we were home 5 days instead of 2 days a week. But everything else we already did. We knew how to work together. We knew how to develop watches, to communicate watches. So for us, it was not a big hassle. The challenging part of course, stores were closed, fairs were cancelled. So we had to imagine, how agile, how can we move in this new digital world? How can we launch products? Because we were clear from the start. We always said, okay, we continue the program. Yesterday was analog, tomorrow is digital. So we just need to find a digital way to do the same thing. So worked quite well. I mean, had a lot of launches last year. The fairs, some fairs we were able to do physically, some of course not. So then we did it digitally. And in August, suddenly we had this chance to do the Geneva Watch Day, so we went there. So it's a lot of agility, adaptation, but the plan or the strategy, that is fixed. That didn't change last year with the pandemic. What changes is the execution. And it's about how you can reach the people with another way, but at the end you reach people. So it was really good. Of course, the biggest challenge with a watch, you have to seal it, you have to see it, you have to touch it, you have to smell it. If you talk of leather or of rubber, and there, of course, that's the most challenging part. But we see that there's way to get to it. There's click and collects, that there's ways to show watches to customers. This year, lockdowns are actually a bit more stricter because it started already in November in some markets. But what we've done is we've sent, for example, the collections of this year to our teams in the market, and then the collections travel within the market. And of course, I'm here. I'm at the
Okay, I love what you say. You're talking about agility, to be able to adapt to changes. Do you think Maurice Lacroix has an opportunity right now that like kind of struggled in the past and it's more ready for the future compared to other big brands? So Maurice Lacroix could be one of the underdogs, I say, in the 1,000 to 3,000 or 4,000 market and to become the new leader.
I mean, I lead these words to you. I mean, if this happened, that would be my dream come true. But what I agree with you is definitely we are being agile. We are more ready, or we have been more active, and you see it versus competitors. There's various reasons why competitors haven't been this active this year. But what we see is we had more opportunities. First of all, you see, we have this year we have announced so many partnerships because first of all, there's more opportunities out there. You can do better deals because a lot of things are cancelled, but people still want to work. So it's, first of all, this enabled us to have incredibly lot of sponsorship platforms and partnership opportunities, which in the past we couldn't have because the market, everybody wanted that, and the market was so competitive that the prices were too high that we could not afford it. So that's one part of it. And the second part of it, which is interesting, is being already digitally minded. For us, in the past, we were already spending 90% of our media budgets and marketing budgets digitally. Now it's 100%, but it's let's say we were there already, and now it's just doing more of it. Whereas other competitors, they have been more. I mean, they have been stuck more with the traditional print, traditional events, traditional media, and all this is not happening. So they also need to relearn how to do it differently. Whereas we have the advantage that we are already there at the start.
Yeah, I can feel it because you follow me all over the place with ads in the internet, okay? I can feel it. So what about the strategy for the new year, the next years? Where do you see Maurice Lacroix in the next 3 years? I see that like you really want to invest right now, which I think is the best strategy. But where do you see Maurice Lacroix?
I mean, what we want to do is we want to continue, continue building the Aikon. That's really our core product, iconic product, as we say. And then it's important to also maintain some signed collections. We have, for example, the Pontos, which is a very nice alternative to Aikon, and the Eliros collection, like for today, which is an important entry product. But our mission or our vision is really to maintain and to be a key player in this 1,000 to 3,000 segment, watch segment, and it's also a segment that has been more competitive 10 years ago, and now for various reasons, it's also a segment that is that has less players, and this helps us also to perform better in that segment.
Yeah, that's true. Like other competitors like Tahoyer or Breitling are leaving that segment, and there's a space, to touch the heart of the young people. I want to finish the interview with two last kind of personal questions. First of all, I would like to know, what do you wish for the industry? What is your wish?
I mean, for the industry, I wish that we continue to motivate young people to appreciate Swiss watchmaking. This is crucial because this is the future, and thanks now to trends like certified pre-owned or vintage watches, we are giving again the taste to younger generation to appreciate nice crafted Swiss watchmaking.
That's great. And what is the best life advice that you can give us? Something that you learned during your life and that you want to give out, okay? And so people can grow and have a great advice from you.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's try to really find your passion, because if you, I mean, everybody, obviously you have to work, but if you can make your work, your passion, you will invest a lot of time and a lot of hard work, and this is how you will succeed to it. But never forget to also surrender.
Okay. Stefan, thank you so much for this interview. I'm really glad you spent this time with me. The time is the most valuable thing we have.
Thank you.
I will love to meet you in person someday. I hope I'll meet you in person. And keep doing what you're doing. I think that like you are doing an amazing job with Maurice Lacroix. For me, it's a brand that like has an amazing opportunity, and I love to spend this time with you. Thank you so much.
And thank you for your loyalty. And I'm sure we'll meet the coming years, but we will meet.
That's okay, sure. You'll let me know where you bought that jacket. Okay.
Okay. It's a private tip.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye. Close. Okay.